some people that might can help you may not know how to translate that into actually teaching you.
There we go.
So you kind of gotta figure that out first, and then you gotta know what's the best way for you to receive and maintain information.
Absolutely.
And then once you figure those two things out, then you can be like, okay, cool. So he was telling me a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff I picked up just from watching and being around. So I would go home and practice. It was one time, I think he might have not had a gig, or I might have not been to a gig with him in like a week or two. Then I showed up at a gig DJing for an artist, and I was, already scratching. And he was like, who taught you that? And I'm like, you did. But he ain't tell me, you know what I'm saying? He ain't give me no lesson, but I was just like, you did. Like, I was just watching, you know what I'm saying? And then I think that really opened up his mind, like, oh, he for real. Like,
that's good.
Don't settle for a thing. This message for the royal blooded who feel they supreme. I'm about that action. Watch me do it. Set a goal, then I attack it. Watch me do it. Grind, then I make it happen. Watch me do it. If I want it, I can have it. Man, watch me do it. You can watch me do it. Watch me do it. Man, you can watch me do it. Watch me do it.
What's going on, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Create the Culture podcast. I'm your host, the Voice CTC. Of course, I got my partner, DJ P Smooth in the building.
What it do? What it do?
Page Wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. And y'all know we got the drippiest of the drippiest. It's got to be the cleanest manager in the world.
Hey, it's crazy.
Skywalker, the manager, is in the building.
He getting money.
Oh, man, don't say that on the podcast.
Right.
Indeed. I need this. How y'all been, man? You been good? You drinking on your... What you got, man? I got mine.
You know what I'm saying? Some dry red wine.
Yeah, you don't even know what it is.
You know, right.
I poured it up
I
for
ain't
you.
gonna say the name because they ain't paying.
Okay.
You know what
All
I'm saying?
right. Quick on his feet. Man, last episode, we chopped it up. Just about the importance of, like, having a team.
Right.
I do kind of want to jump back in that boat because I know some people like, all right, we heard the backstory, but, like, we really need some pointers on how to find our own team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I do think a lot of times we try to, Patrick, my brother, he actually told me about it, and they were discussing in the Rico Love Conference. A lot of people try to work vertically. Is that right? Up and down? Yeah, vertically. But you should try to work horizontally.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there are people looking for an opportunity, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't the one that's going to tell you, don't shoot your shot, don't try to get your opportunity, because try to get it. But a lot of times the people that's going to build with you are the people that's like eye level with you.
Right.
Like they're in the same position, they're in the same situation, and you kind of work your way up as you go. And I think we still growing, but I think we were able to see that firsthand with our growth with each other. If you could give people some pointers on, just building relationships and building your team and how to decipher who you kick it with or who you connect with or who you work with versus who you have leisure fun with. You know what I'm saying? What are some of the things y'all could tell our listeners, which we got to find some names for our listeners. We do got to find some names. We got to call them something tight. Yeah, I'm getting off track. What's some things, man, that you got for the listeners out there that they can hold on to and kind of take with them when they trying to build their own team?
Man, I'm going to just say, just figure out if you try to use your current circle, right? Just figure out what their hobbies are if you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Figure out how to monetize those. And then also try to figure out how that aligns with what you got, what you're trying to do.
Okay.
And see how each person can contribute to each other's projects or whatever they got going on.
Right. Okay. What you got, Walker?
Yeah, that's good. I definitely agree with the concept of not necessarily trying to reach vertically, but reach horizontal, meaning like everything that you really need is around you. Everybody has a perception like, oh, I need to go for the big managers or the big executives or, which, like you said, of course, if the opportunity presents itself, take it. But there are also people around you, and whether it be your current circle or whether it be, somebody you meet, like how we met, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then it became my current circle.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But you definitely have to have a spirit of discernment, know how to read people, and meet people at face value for where they are,
Absolutely.
what they bring to the table, and like P said, how they can contribute to what you got going on, but also how you can contribute to what they got going on.
Absolutely.
And it has to be that reciprocation going on between, whoever's on your team and you as well. You can't just be on some gimme, and you not
Right.
pouring into these people as well.
Absolutely. A lot of times that's how I found myself being able to get an opportunity. For me, because I do want to make it tangible, so be thinking on it. But for me, I know what that looked like was day-to-day work with Jay Taylor. I wanted to get into radio, so what I did was I used a skill set that I had that he may have needed, which was videography at the time, and needed somebody to run with him, day to day to get him content and make sure that he looked the way he needed to look so that he can showcase his brand. And I offered that service. And in return, of course, I was able to pick up on game, while I was around, while I was doing that. Now, you may be thinking, well, I'm not a videographer. I ain't got a skill set necessarily to do graphic design. Well, what you do have is the ability to work. And anytime you can take a load off of somebody else's shoulder that you might be needing something from, that will help. So I know it's some people out there that may be listening like, well, what does that actually look like? You know what I'm saying? What does it look like when you're trying to help in a situation? What if you don't have a skill set? What that look like? Those are some of the things I can tell you from my upbringing that I did. That was, making sure that the paperwork that they had to, get got sent out. You know what I'm saying? If they needed extra hands, would they give back? And this is just for the personality world. I know for the DJ world, it's a lot different. You got stories about you and One Eye. Like, what did that look like as a up and coming DJ trying to get into an environment where you could grow? What does that look like on a day to day? What do you remember some of the things that happened?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this before I get too deep into that. Sometimes you might feel like you don't know how to help somebody, but in order to figure that out, you have to be around that person. Like, you have to be in that space, because sometimes you might find something that somebody needs that they don't even know that they need themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, piggybacking off of that, I'm just starting off DJing. I didn't know how to hook up speakers. I didn't know how to DJ. I didn't know how to do nothing. But what I did know how to do was pick up some speakers. You know what I'm saying?
Make it plain.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, the whole time, like, at the beginning, I was just helping One Eye load in speakers, and you know what I'm saying, just whatever he told me to do, like, hey, grab this, grab that, grab these lights, you know what I'm saying? But doing that allowed me to learn how to set up and check for different, you know what I'm saying, different scenarios of how to set up different stuff.
I like that.
Yeah, same thing with Monkey. Like, I learned production from him. So just not really being too deep into the space, but still figuring out a way to be in the space, being valuable inside the space. And in turn, it made me more valuable in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you can't help anybody. You just gotta get in the space, figure out how you can. It might not be a skill set that you have.
Right, and I'm gonna ask even more questions before we go to Walker, because I know he got some game, especially for the people on the executive side. But even more questions. What I want people, because I think some people have expectations. They be like, when they come in, it's gonna be a worksheet for them to do. It's gonna be, how were you developing the game? Was it more on you, or was it something that they was just giving it to you? Did you kind of have to go get it? While you were working?
So it was a little bit of both. Because some people that might can help you may not know how to translate that into actually teaching you.
There we go.
So you kind of gotta figure that out first, and then you gotta know what's the best way for you to receive and maintain information.
Absolutely.
And then once you figure those two things out, then you can be like, okay, cool. So he was telling me a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff I picked up just from watching and being around. So I would go home and practice. It was one time, I think he might have not had a gig, or I might have not been to a gig with him in like a week or two. Then I showed up at a gig DJing for an artist, and I was, already scratching. And he was like, who taught you that? And I'm like, you
You?
did. But he ain't tell me, you know what I'm saying? He ain't give me no lesson, but I was just like, you did. Like, I was just watching, you know what I'm saying? And then I think that really opened up his mind, like, oh, he for real. Like,
That's good. That's good. And I
Yeah.
like that from a DJ perspective because, I mean, you never know. It may be somebody out there that is actually aspiring to be in the position that you're in. And so for them to know that that's what it kind of look like, it's very important. I feel like a lot of times we teach people and tell them, you know, go out there and network.
Right.
But, like, don't give them the practical steps of what they actually look like.
Right,
So that's why I wanted to dive a little deeper into that, Walker. I know you got so much that you can dive into, but I do want you to, like, you know, realistically, you're in a position where you already are a help a lot of the time. Like, you already are the assistant. So how does an assistant learn how to be an assistant? Like, how was that? Because even your upbringing, I know it was you was the head honcho for most of the time.
Yeah.
So when you were making that switch and you were becoming accustomed to sitting, you know, behind the scenes a lot of the times, what did that look like, you know, on a day-to-day basis for you?
I just feel like for me, what kind of gave me the upper hand for one is the want to or the urge to want to help people and help someone achieve a goal that they're trying to achieve and being a part of that. I think that just came from me playing team sports growing up and things like that. Like, you all got to work together to accomplish this goal or this task, and everybody got to do their part. And so one of my biggest qualities that I learned over the years is learning how to step into a room, knowing my strengths and my weaknesses, but stepping into a room and figuring out, okay, where can my abilities and my strength work in this room or for whoever I'm working with at this time, and how I can help them make it to whatever they're trying to accomplish. And so that's one of the biggest things that attributes that I use to, you know, be able to accomplish the things that I've accomplished. Being a fly on the wall, too.
Absolutely.
And, like you said, going from being, you know, the numero uno, the guy that was in the spotlight, to stepping back, being behind the scenes and helping someone else fall into that realm and embrace that realm and learning to guide them through that. I got to give a lot of shout out to my mentor on the management side, which was Star Tippy. She was my manager when I was an artist.
Shout out to Star Pride.
Yeah, and so I had to talk with her back when I was an artist just about my musical career, and I always knew that I couldn't be a rapper forever, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be around music. And so that's when she started to show me the game on the, you know, behind the scenes executive side. And I still got notes to this day that she would email me and all of that, and I still refer to some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Even though the game's changed a lot since then, it's still valuable knowledge, you know? And so learning to be a fly on the wall, now I step in these other rooms and with these big executives and things like that, and I still do the same thing. Sometimes you got to come in there and be quiet and assess the situation, and then you move from there, you know?
And so some may be out there like, hey, you know, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. I like to have the conversations, man. But it might be somebody out there that's like, you know what, bro, I am the fly on the wall. Like, I do help. I help all the time. But, like, at what point do you start to make the shift? Like, when was it like, when did Philip Smith become, you know, DJ P Smooth officially with you? You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember the time when it happened, you know, for me, when it was like, okay, now, you know, it's you. And I'm gonna let you dive into it because I know it's different for everybody. But for me, per se, a lot of it was that I got the opportunity that I claimed that I wanted without the cap. Like, I didn't, it wasn't no finessing. It wasn't no, you know, I made this opportunity look like it was something that it wasn't. It was like, I officially felt like that I did what I needed to do when the opportunity came to me the way it was supposed to come to me. And that's the best way that I can tell you that it is. Like, if you still find it, and nothing wrong with, you know, faking it before you make it. But if you find yourself faking it, you know what I'm saying? You ain't there yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The opportunities when they will come directly to you the way they're supposed to come to you when it's time for it to be for you. And I can say that firsthand. But what did it look like for you when you made that switch in your own head? Like, you know what? I'm DJ P Smooth.
Yeah, it was really a similar situation. Like, so the first year of me really like learning how to DJ, like I was kind of DJing a little bit, but I never put DJ in front of my name. Like, it's some flyers out there on the internet that just say music by P Smooth.
Yeah.
Like, but I consider myself a official DJ when One Eye. So typically when I was at a gig with One Eye, he'll let me kind of just do the first 30 minutes when people walking into the parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it ain't nobody. I'm probably DJing for a max of maybe 50 people. You know what I'm saying? Then once the party start getting lit, say he'll take over. So one time we at this party, Foam Glow. I'm never gonna forget it. It was Foam Glow hosted by Artez and Rich, man. Shout out to y'all boys. And One Eye was like, bro, I'm gonna let you DJ. No, I'm DJing for, it's opening. I was like, all right, you finna hop on? He was like, nah, bro, I'm finna let you DJ till you mess up. And I was like, no preparation.
Right.
No, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, cool. So I rocked out up until, party started at 10. I rocked that till about 1:20. And the only reason why he got back on, because he was like, I want to make sure that they don't got no problems paying me because I ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying, tonight. But
that wasn't playing.
It wasn't playing. Like, all my peers was like, bro, you was lit, bro. You had this party rocking. And that's what I was like, I was supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I'm so glad that I remember when you told me that story, I was like, it just made me feel good because I was like, bro, on me, that's how nervous I was when they was like, all right, bet you got your own show. Like, you want to do this radio stuff? Yeah, be
like,
ready by Monday.
Yeah,
it's Saturday.
It's
like,
crazy,
whoa.
Bro. Every song was pressure.
Yeah, that was a phone call. Yeah, we was all in the same room. It's like, bro,
I remember that.
I got my own show.
We didn't have a name for the show or nothing.
Didn't have a name or nothing. Had to get all of it ready in 2 days. Yeah. And I was also blessed to be able to, be around Skywalker when you got a big call. You know what I'm saying? To be like in a management position officially with your own artists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How was that? Talk to us about that.
My turning point was that I had been managing for some years at that point, but it was all independent acts, and we were, just grinding it out, And so once I got that call to be the official road manager for Duke Deuce, that was my first big shebang,
Right.
I had never had a celebrity artist at the time.
You had me.
And honestly, I had people. Honestly, at that time, I wasn't sure if I was really doing this management thing correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, as we spoke, y'all been speaking to the point of, knowing like I'm supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. My time for that was Rolling Loud.
I know that.
The very first Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
It was in California. And, I was with Duke. Duke had got booked. And so never worked a festival a day in my life.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
I didn't know what to expect. I'm nervous.
Of course.
And I got this celebrity artist. He got his partners with him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff going on. Yep. And that weekend is when I knew I'm supposed to be here because everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong.
Yep.
But he never knew it. It never showed.
Right.
And from their flights, they missing their flights getting delayed.
Yep.
We almost missed getting his credentials, meaning like backstage passes and stuff. Because at the time, Rolling Loud would only let you get your credentials the day of. Like, it was the morning of. Well, his flight got delayed, so I couldn't come pick him up until that morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we had to drive all the way to, I had to drive to L.A. to get him. The Rolling Loud was in San Bernardino. So this is hours away from each other. And we almost missed that. Isaiah Rashad was supposed to be on the set with him. He was supposed to meet us to get his credentials. They didn't make it on time. And Rolling Loud was like, well, if he ain't back here with y'all, we ain't letting him back here.
My God.
And I'm like,
it's crazy.
And Duke is like, yeah, I'm not doing the set if I say it on
It's my first day out at Rolling Loud.
Yeah, this is my first day. And so I'm like, man. So I'm talking about all the stars aligned. I'm just backstage networking. And I'm not even knowing I'm talking to the head lady that's running everything behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And I just happened to say, man, you know, my artist, he had a special guest coming on with him, and you know, they won't let him back. He's at the gate, they won't let him back. Lo and behold, just from having a simple conversation and getting to know this woman,
perfect time.
She put me on the golf cart and we rode to the front.
Got him
in there. And this is right before his set. This is right before Duke finna get on stage.
That's crazy.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so, but like I said, Duke not knowing everything that I did that day. You know now, but you know what I'm saying? At the time, everything was going right. Our Airbnb, it was booked. It was a nice Airbnb, but you know, we're not from Cali, so we're not knowing, you know, the lay of the land. Bro, we all the way in the mountains. Wow. Yes. It was 30 minutes to get up the mountain.
Oh, man.
That was a 30-minute ride. And then our driver didn't come, so now I got to be the driver. Like, it was so many things that just... we got this big Sprinter van that's like it was on hydraulics like a school bus.
Right.
And I'm going up this mountain, like the mountains you see on TV.
Ice road truckers.
It was like that.
That's crazy.
Bro, I was scared. Like, you tilt the wrong way, you going over. Like, it was crazy. But like I said, we were so high in the mountains. This is in the summertime.
Yeah.
We so high in the mountains, it's snowing.
Nah, I showed like I remember
it was wintertime. It was December. I'm like, it was December. But it was hot at the bottom of the mountain. The sun is snowing at the top. Our Airbnb was snow.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
California.
So a lot of stuff went crazy. From the stylist, like I'm talking about everything went wrong.
Yeah, but your moment came unexpectedly.
Yeah, unexpectedly.
And man, they talk about it all the time. The power of preparation.
Exactly.
And don't sleep on it, man. I mean, you talking about people. We still climbing the ranks. By no means do any of us feel like we've made it.
Yes,
right. But in that process, man, like I said, it comes when you can least expect it. So. Hone in on the preparation time where you might feel like you said, am I doing this management stuff right? You know what I'm saying? When am I ever going to get a paid DJ gig?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Boy.
And for me, it was like, radio already don't make money. Right. So when I do get the job, what's going to happen then? And so, so many different doubts, so many different things rolling through your head. But I do think it's very vital to understand how to be a part of something else before you can start to manifest your own stuff, because there are pieces to the puzzle. And if you don't even know how to become the piece, then you ain't gonna know how to find pieces for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's power in that. Now
Boy.
You said what?
Nah, you said so right there, bro.
You did.
But I do want you all to talk about how important being a friend is. I mean, I'm talking on a basic level. If you're gonna be in this business with other people, a lot of them be like, don't mix business, and but a lot of times you are in business with family and you're in business with people that you care about. So in being a friend, you know what I'm saying, let's talk the real. How on those days when you got to call somebody out, we've had it, what I'm saying, with each other, where y'all didn't call me and like, hey, bro, you need to get it together. You need to lock in. How important is it to have those difficult conversations with, your counterparts? I want y'all to talk about it.
It's very important. I don't feel like you're real friends without it. Honestly, if your circle isn't holding you accountable, you need to get a new circle.
Absolutely.
Those conversations are difficult to have, though, especially with somebody that's close to you.
Right.
To tell them about themselves or whatnot.
Right.
But if that's your true friend, they should be able to receive what you're saying.
Right.
And because they should, know that you're not coming from a malicious place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue where people feel like it's uncomfortable to have those types of conversations. But if you know that you've been genuine from the beginning, you know when you do have those, when you do have to have those difficult conversations, it makes it a little bit easier because you know they're not gonna take it the wrong way. They might not take it, you know what I'm saying? They might be upset in the moment, or they might not be trying to hear it in that moment. But I mean, as long as it's said, they gonna look back and be like, "Oh no, he ain't really," you know what I'm saying? But but friendships though are very important, especially if you in the businesses that we're in. Because honestly, all the friendships that I made when I was in college is part of the reason why. Well, I say 80% of the reason why I'm still getting booked in my career has had this longevity that it's had. Like the kids I went to school with are grown in powers of position or a position of power, and are able to now book me instead of coming to the parties. They the ones that's you know what I'm saying, booking and planning the parties and or events for schools and stuff like that. So the relationships and friendships are definitely vital.
Y'all both said great points right there. If I had to sum it all up, when I'm hearing y'all talk, all I'm thinking is like, man, my character has took me places that my talent never can.
Nah, for real.
And y'all have helped me to understand that, man. Like I said, when I think about the relationships, and I know you got stories too with some of the biggest names. It's like the people I know and the people that I'm shocked that I've been in a room with, the conversation that we have is never about the things that I thought they would be about.
No, for
you know what I'm
real.
saying? I got people that I'm cool with that you would never think I'm cool with because we played 2K together. Like it's I was just it was a random situation. We end up kicking it. We were vibing. You know what I'm saying? I made a fire grilled cheese. Matter of fact, speaking of that,
man, that's what I was thinking about. I was just thinking like, you know, I'm gonna bring it up. You know, I'm gonna bring it up, man. Hey, Duke Deuce.
Oh, the wings?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, I said something about that the other day.
Hey,
he make the best wings.
Hey, we got to get that man on the show, man.
I don't know what the recipe is. Some family recipe they
I've
got.
never had these, by the way, people that I ain't had them. Dude, what's up, bro? I need to.
Hey, that talk about Memphis wings versus Little Rock wings.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
The Memphis wings, they ain't beating Arkansas wings.
All right, cool.
Duke wings.
Okay.
That's different.
Right, he don't represent the whole Memphis.
Yeah, like Duke
he
wings
different.
is crazy. Like I don't know.
Hey, you know how people be like making that knife go across the country, bro.
I was crazy.
I can't even explain it. Like you just.
I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the best weekends I had.
Don't worry about it.
The best ones I've ever had.
Don't worry about it when because we're gonna speak it into existence. When we do the interview with Duke, we're gonna have him make the wings. Live on the show.
And the sweet tea.
Oh yeah, the sweet tea,
And
man.
Hey, shouts out to go stream Duke Sweet Tea record.
Yes.
Fire, by the way.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We need more of that version.
Get my sweet tea.
Where we at on time, man? We good. We got how much? We ain't got too much more time. Like we got to dip. We got to ride.
Yeah.
All right,
we
cool.
got about
Okay,
3 minutes. Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, once again, y'all gotta follow P Smooth. Tap into
tap into the DJ P Smooth on all social media platforms, especially YouTube. Got a new series, Room 1024, man, showcasing all the DJs that I fool with, man.
Come on now, and P, you can follow my guy Skywalker.
Skywalker, the manager, Skywalker, the MGR.
Yeah, you got to be specific.
Yeah.
I was looking for it. I ain't seen no Skywalker, the manager. Also, man, be sure to go follow our Create the Culture podcast page, man. Yes. We trying to drop more content, give you all some more flavors. And you tell us what you want us to talk about, man. Is there any way that we can help you? I mean, if you want us to re-elaborate on the things we already talked about, dive a little deeper, special guests, whatever, man. You talk to us, we talk back.
Yes,
all right?
Facts.
Keep God first, man. Yeah. Until next time, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next episode. Peace.